I just spent 2 months and over $600 testing every budget smartwatch worth talking about in 2025, and what I found is going to make a lot of people very uncomfortable, especially anyone who just dropped $400 on an Apple Watch Series 10 or $300 on a Galaxy Watch 7. Because here's the truth nobody in the tech industry wants you to hear. The smartwatch market has a dirty little secret. Somewhere around the $80 to $100 price point, something remarkable happened. The gap between budget and premium basically collapsed. We're talking about watches with GPS, AMOLED displays, week-long battery life, and health tracking that's accurate enough to make your doctor raise an eyebrow. All for less than what Apple charges for a watch band. I tested 5 watches obsessively. I wore them while running, sleeping, cooking, and sitting in back-to-back Zoom calls. I cross-referenced their heart rate data against a chest strap monitor. I timed their GPS lock from cold start. I ran their batteries down to 0 repeatedly. And what I found completely changed how I think about this category. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which budget smartwatch deserves your money, and why 4 out of 5 people buying expensive smartwatches right now are making a mistake they don't even realize they're making. Let's start at the bottom of the list and work our way up, because number 1 genuinely shocked me. Number 5. Xiaomi Redmi Watch 5. Around $40 to $80. Let me be clear about what this watch is. It's not trying to be premium. It's not trying to fool you. It's a watch that does the basics better than anything else at this price point, and it doesn't apologize for what it isn't. The 2.07-inch AMOLED display is the first thing that grabs you. At this price, you expect a dim, washed-out LCD panel that you can barely read outdoors. Instead, you get crisp colors, deep blacks, and 2,000 nits of peak brightness. I tested it in direct afternoon sunlight in the middle of summer and read my notifications without any issues whatsoever. That's not something you expect to say about a $50 watch. Battery life is where this thing genuinely earns its spot on this list. Xiaomi claims 24 days. In my real-world testing with always-on display disabled and continuous heart rate monitoring enabled, I got 18 days. 18. Your $400 Apple Watch is charging every single night. This thing charges twice a month. The health tracking covers heart rate, SpO2, stress, sleep, and over 100 workout modes. The accuracy is decent for the price. Not clinical grade, but good enough to spot trends and keep you honest about your activity levels. Now here's the honest part. The GPS is assisted, meaning it borrows your phone's signal. The app experience is functional but not polished. The watch face customization options are more limited than competitors. And if you want truly standalone GPS, this isn't it. But for $40 to $80, the Redmi Watch 5 is the answer for anyone who just wants a smartwatch that works, lasts forever on a charge, and doesn't make your bank account cry. It's the pragmatic choice, not the exciting one. Number 4. CMF by Nothing. Watch 3 Pro. Around $100. Nothing has done something interesting here. They took everything that made budget watches feel cheap. The plasticky build, the mediocre GPS, the software that felt like an afterthought, and systematically fixed it, while somehow keeping the price at $100. The headline feature is built-in GPS, not connected GPS. Not borrowed GPS. A real, independent GPS chip that locks onto satellites and tracks your runs, rides, and hikes without your phone anywhere near you. I tested it on a 5-mile run against a Garmin Forerunner 255, and the route accuracy was impressively close. There was some deviation in dense urban areas with tall buildings, but nothing that would frustrate a casual runner or cyclist. The design deserves attention because CMF clearly thought hard about this. The watch face is a 1.96-inch AMOLED display with a rotating crown that actually clicks and feels mechanical. The case comes in colors that don't look like they belong on a hospital wristband. Nothing understands that people wear watches as accessories. And the Watch 3 Pro looks like it costs significantly more than it does. Battery life lands around 11 days in standard mode, dropping to roughly 6 days with GPS used regularly. That's the trade-off. Real GPS costs battery life, and CMF is honest about that. The Nothing X app is genuinely good software. Clean interface, reliable syncing, third-party integrations that work. This matters more than people realize. A great watch with terrible software is like a great car with a broken steering wheel. The catch? The health tracking, while solid, doesn't quite match what Amazfit is doing at the same price point. And the GPS, while impressive for the money, still isn't Garmin level. But for $100, the CMF Watch 3 Pro is the best choice if you run or cycle regularly without your phone. Nothing else in this price range comes close on that specific criterion. Number 3. Apple Watch SE 3. Around $249. Before you skip to the next entry, hear me out. Yes, $249 is significantly more than everything else on this list, but there's a reason this is on a budget list. And it's not because Apple suddenly became generous. It's because if you have an iPhone, no other smartwatch ecosystem comes close to what Apple has built. And the SE3 gets you into that ecosystem at the lowest entry point Apple has ever offered. The tight integration is real and it's meaningful. Messages, calls, and notifications work instantly and reliably in a way that no Android-based watch on an iPhone can replicate. Emergency SOS, fall detection, and crash detection are genuinely life-saving features that work without your phone nearby. If you buy this for a parent or an older family member, that alone might be worth the price. The S9 chip makes this watch fast. No lag, no waiting for apps to load, no frustration. The Retina display is crisp and bright, and watchOS is simply the most polished smartwatch operating system that exists right now. More refined, more consistent, and better supported than anything running on the competition. Battery life is where Apple still hasn't solved the problem. Expect about 18 hours. You're charging this every night, no exceptions. For someone coming from an 18-day battery on the Redmi Watch 5, this feels almost comically limited. It's the price of the Apple experience. The Apple Watch SE3 also doesn't get an always-on display, no fast charging, and no blood oxygen monitoring in newer markets due to ongoing patent disputes. These are real omissions. But here's the truth. If you're an iPhone user who wants a smartwatch that works seamlessly, that your phone actually fully supports, that gets software updates for years, $249 is genuinely a budget entry point for that level of integration. If you're on Android, skip this entirely. If you're on iPhone, it's worth serious consideration. Number 2. Amazfit BIP 6. Around $80. This is the one that most people watching this video should probably buy. And I want to be very specific about why. The BIP 6 runs Zepp OS, and Amazfit has quietly built one of the best health tracking platforms in the smartwatch industry. We're talking about 24-hour heart rate monitoring, SpO2, stress tracking, sleep staging that's surprisingly accurate, and a readiness score that synthesizes all of that data into a single daily number telling you how recovered you are. Garmin charges $300 and up for watches that do this. Amazfit put it in an $80 watch. The 1.91-inch AMOLED display is one of the brightest I tested in this entire roundup, hitting 2,500 nits. Outdoor visibility is genuinely excellent. The battery life is rated at 15 days, and I consistently hit 12 to 13 days in real-world use with regular workouts tracked. That's a remarkable number for a watch with this level of health features. Built-in GPS works. It's not Garmin accurate, but it's honest and usable for everyday fitness tracking. The Zepp app has gotten significantly better over the past 2 years, and now rivals apps from brands charging 3 times as much. The weaknesses are real, though. The third-party app ecosystem is essentially non-existent. Smart features like app notifications are functional but basic. It doesn't have the premium finish or build quality of something like the CMF Watch 3 Pro. And if you're coming from a Wear OS or Apple Watch background, the interface will feel different in ways that take adjustment. But for pure health and fitness tracking value at $80, the BIP 6 is almost unfair competition. Nothing else at this price gives you this depth of data with this battery life and this display. Number 1. Amazfit Active 2. Around $80 to $105. Everything I just said about the BIP 6, the health platform, the Zepp OS, the excellent app. Now imagine that in a watch that's also genuinely stylish, has a better display, faster GPS, and adds features that put it in direct competition with watches costing 2 to 3 times more. The 1.32-inch circular AMOLED display with a 466 by 466 resolution is gorgeous. Colors pop. The interface is smooth. This is a watch you'll actually want to put on in the morning, not something that feels like a fitness tracker you're obligated to wear. The GPS performance in my testing was the best of any budget watch I tested. Full stop. Route accuracy on a 10-mile bike ride was within acceptable deviation of my Garmin. Cold start GPS lock happened in under 25 seconds consistently. For an $80 to $105 watch, that's extraordinary. Battery life lands around 10 days in normal use, dropping to about 6 with regular GPS workouts. That's the trade-off versus the BIP 6. You get better everything else and sacrifice some battery. The health tracking is identical to the BIP 6, which is a compliment, not a criticism. Readiness scores, sleep staging, stress monitoring, heart rate accuracy that impressed me when I compared it against my chest strap across multiple sessions. Amazfit also added offline AI voice assistant support, customizable widgets, and a third-party watch face marketplace that's actually growing with quality options. The honest downsides: still no NFC payments in most regions, the smart notification experience isn't as seamless as Wear OS or Apple Watch, and the build quality, while good, isn't premium. But here's what I keep coming back to. The Amazfit Active 2 solves the problem that a smartwatch is actually supposed to solve. It tracks your health accurately. It survives a week on a charge. It looks good enough to wear in any situation. And it does this for around $100. The future of smartwatches isn't one device that costs $400 and does everything. It's watches that do the important things exceptionally well, at a price that doesn't require justification. The Amazfit Active 2 is exactly that. And right now, it's the best budget smartwatch you can buy.